The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions.
Eagles! Swinging a miss, struck him out. The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Flyers are going to win the Stanley Cup. The Flyers win the Stanley Cup for the lead. Yes!
Iverson, wow, what a fake off Daniels as he broke his ankles and got all the way to the cup.
Don Juan.
What is up? Thanksgiving Eve.
Happy Thanksgiving Eve, brother. Happy Thanksgiving Eve, Philly, and all the countries that support us around the world. Thank you for that.
Episode 95.
95. 5 away from the
95.
century mark, baby. 5 away. It's crazy.
That's a big deal.
It's like right before Christmas or right before Christmas. That's a huge Christmas gift.
Yeah.
What's up, Chris?
Yeah. And we'll have some I'm sure we'll probably that'll be right around the time we'll probably put out the best of.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
The best of this year. This year that we spent on Belly Up, right? All those all the cool guests we had.
I know.
Man.
All the good times, man. A year in review. A year drunken broad. Drunk on broad review. I like that. I like it. December coming up, baby.
There we go.
So what's up, Don? How's things? How's your Thanksgiving Eve?
Thanksgiving. Listen, it's busy, right? We're hosting tomorrow, so we gotta put the house back together.
Yeah.
Get the bird. The bird is on the thaw process right now, so we're gonna try to trust the process here. I'll start prepping the mashed potatoes later tonight.
Okay.
My wife is gonna do like a creamy, cheesy spinach.
Okay.
So we got a lot of stuff coming.
Nice.
The table is gonna be full. My son, I want to say maybe like 5-6 years ago, he made placemats, but they're all dinosaurs.
Nice.
And we laminated them. So now, but he's got the actual dinosaur to match. So
okay.
Always on the plate, right? That whatever nameplate you pick, that dinosaur goes on your plate.
Nice. I like it. That's
become one of our little Christmas traditions. But guys, listen, if you're out there, if you're listening, tonight's a busy night, especially at the bars. Right, be safe. Use the ride shares, Uber, call a friend. Whatever you do, don't drive home intoxicated in any way.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%.
What's going on, Jay?
It's all right, Jay. No worries, buddy.
Nope, not at all, brother.
Thanksgiving Eve, my friend. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where just be safe out there. Don't get a DUI. And don't drive drunk and kill another family. Just stay safe and use the ride shares, like Don said, because worst case scenario is not a good scenario.
Nope.
So enjoy yourself responsibly, as me and Don are from the safety of our own home. I got my friend's old Fezziwig. That son of a back. My favorite. It's my favorite holiday beer from Sam Adams, and they put it in the winter pack, but they don't make 6-packs, and I love it. I miss the Fezziwig. Is a good time. I do enjoy the Fezziwig.
It is. That's a good one. I was finishing off. I was finishing off the Ring the Bell Pilsner from Conchi.
Okay.
I had a bunch left over from the Phillies run. I went out and bought a bunch. Had bigger plans to finish those off, but do you realize, Rich, that home run from Harper that sent them to the World Series was only a month ago?
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
Feels like it's been a lot longer. It was only a month ago.
It does. It is crazy. Adam's drinking his High Life. James Gatorade.
There
cheers.
we go.
Cheers. Have a
Absolutely
happy and healthy Thanksgiving, my friends.
Listen, on to some super exciting things. Regardless of the way that they got there,
Yeah.
The Birds are 9-1.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. I
And-
mean, after last week's performance, I was scared because remember we talked about it. It could go either way. The Colts can win or the Birds could win. I didn't really feel too good about it. The defense stepped up, but honestly, here's my thing though. Like Don, like I don't know if you agree, but I've seen people on Twitter, when I occasionally log in, saying stop being skeptical of Gannon, all the Gannon haters, and blah blah blah. Look at this defense. Should your defense be that good, especially when you bring in Linval Joseph and Adama Sue? Like, shouldn't your defense be what you thought it would be? And is that really coaching or is it just talent? Because this is the problem that I have. Is talent beating coaching or is the coaching there? Because there were still some parts where I'm like, why the fuck isn't he blitzing? Why? Like, I was still skeptical of some of his play calling. The beginning of the game, converting on third down, the big chunk runs. I mean, then, yes, of course, they held him. Okay?
Right, so that
after that.
Yeah, like that first drive, right? Jonathan Taylor 7 for 49 on that first drive. But here's the thing, though. I feel like they do make adjustments after that, right? Because after that first drive, on the next 15 rushes, he only has 35 yards the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So, like, and then the other stat that I saw, I think it was Ruben Frank, right? This is the fourth straight game where the defense has not let up a touchdown in the second half.
Nice.
So I feel like as much as we try to look at and say, like, are they making adjustments? I guess in this case, like that statistic tells me that they are, right? They're making some kind of adjustments if they're holding teams in the last 4 games to only field goals in the second half, right? That's a recipe for winning games, even in a game that you lost.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll go with the stats. I'll let the stats. I'm still not a Gannon fan, but I will.
We're not a stat by any stretch.
No, but I'll let this. If that's what the stats say, then I'll say okay, adjustments were made. I just didn't know if it was talent or not. But yeah, I mean that game. What worried me more was the offensive play calling. I thought that was terrible, and the execution was really bad. I still don't understand why you want to come out and throw the ball 3 times in a row. You get down in the goal to go, and you come out passing on the first down. Like, why aren't you running it?
Yeah.
Like, there's so many things I don't understand because I loved our identity as a run first team last year because it worked, especially with those big boys up front. Miles Sanders is healthy. Like, run him into the ground, especially if you're not going to sign him. And the RPO does not work if you're not running the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So how about you run the ball? How about you show the defense something different instead of coming out and throwing the ball 3 straight times? It was just worrisome.
Yeah.
They got the job done. Quez with his redemption, which was nice.
Yeah.
Quez with his redemption. Jalen Hurts rushing it up the middle to essentially win the game for the Eagles.
And the play design on that touchdown play was incredible because you send Kelsey on what looks like a pull where normally if he takes that track and goes toward the outside of the sideline, normally that run would go outside.
Yeah.
Right. But then Kelsey goes out and Boston Scott comes down the middle and basically is the lead blocker for essentially what was nobody.
Yeah.
The Baldy breakdown of that play was really cool to watch, to see it in motion and then watch him rewind, break it down and go, okay, right? Like now you're seeing the evolution of that play.
Yeah.
Because normally, right, that play would just be he gets the snap, takes a half a step back and then goes.
Yeah.
Right. But now with that pull motion towards the sideline, now you're getting everybody shifting that direction. And then you cut back up the middle and there's nobody there.
Yeah.
You saw I think it was in the Washington game, right? You saw a different version of that where they fake the run up the middle and it's like a jump pass.
Yeah.
So in some sense, I like the evolution of that play and how they're utilizing that. And because they know, I think with Goddard out, they know that they're going to have to go into the playbook a little deeper. probably revert a lot back to what was successful for them down the stretch last year and run the ball.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that was alarming for me was, right, you went away from the guys that you needed to go to in a sense where you didn't really look a whole lot at Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown.
Yeah, it was strange. I just didn't understand it. Like, I want to see Devontae go long more. Like, he hasn't had like any deep plays, and it's kind of weird. What up, Mike? Happy Thanksgiving.
Mike, congratulations on the baby, Mike.
Oh, baby came. Oh, snap.
Yep.
Good shit, Mike. Good shit. Michaeletta? Is that what you named her? Michaeletta? It's Michelle. Michaeletta Michelle. It's a beautiful, beautiful baby. Beautiful. Congrats there, Galetto fam. Congrats on your baby girl. What was I going to say? Yeah, I don't understand what's going on with Devontae Smith's role. I want to see him go deep more. I understand like using Quez, but Devontae Smith is supposed to be a burner too. Like runs out. Like I want to see it. Like I want to see like a deep connection with Devontae Smith. I would like to see one. And I saw AJ Brown get frustrated a few times, especially like going across the middle when they didn't convert the fourth down, which was a terrible play. And then Hurts goes and basically runs out of bounds, which was fucking strange. Yeah. It was a real weird game, and I don't know why, but the Eagles got it done, and I'm looking forward to this week.
Sunday night.
At
home. Rich, how do you feel about the all-black unis?
I love the all unis.
Black helmet, black pants, black jersey, black socks.
I do like that. I think it
is sharp, man.
It's very intimidating. So
I'm looking forward to whoever's going to come out with the black visor, just like.
Oh yeah, dude, old school, like what B-Dog used to do.
I like the alternate. I think, and in looking forward, right, the plan is to bring back the Kelly Green next year, which, a lot of this fan base identifies with, even though it wasn't necessarily the most successful section of this franchise's history, but it's a lot of things, a lot of nostalgia that this fan base remembers. But I love the all black. The all black helmet is sharp.
I agree with you 1,000%. I think it's awesome. I like what Mike said. I agree. I mean, Sue and Linval Joseph looked fucking phenomenal. They look like they haven't missed a beat. I think that's a huge addition, and I'm excited to have those guys rotating in with Jordan Davis. I think those two have a lot to teach Jordan Davis too, which is going to be great. They're going to teach him like the dog mentality and like to be that bruiser and that dude you don't fuck with. Because Jordan Davis has like that great goofy personality, but he's a big boy. Like he reminds me of like a big baby, like a big like giant teddy bear. Great personality, but Sue's going to turn him into like a fucking killer. Sue's going to be like, no, when the guy's on the ground and his nuts are there, you step on them. He's like, because that's what the fuck you do. He shouldn't put his nuts there. He shouldn't have put his nuts there. He wouldn't have got kicked. Just say.
Rich, I think you were looking at my notes early because I literally wrote down like that those two in that room, what that does for Jordan Davis.
Yeah.
Right, because he's dominant, and you're already seeing how dominant he is in only playing what was half a season. Now he's going to spend the rest, at least the rest of this year, in meetings, watching tape, breaking down. Like those two guys are not only vet guys, but like dominant vet guys that have been successful at the highest level.
Yeah.
That can only be beneficial for that stuff behind the scenes.
Agreed. And I like what Adam says. They do need to run Miles Sanders more in the run game and some screen. My thing is with that, when they bring Gainwell in, it's an obvious passing situation because they don't run him. It's like, dude, keep Sanders out there. Who gives a fuck?
Well, and the other thing was strange to me.
Throw the ball.
Like late in the third, they had one stretch where they had Boston Scott on the field for 3 straight plays.
Yeah, it was weird.
And I'm going, all right, something about that doesn't make sense. There was another series in the fourth quarter where they had like the 13 personnel on the field.
Yeah.
So AJ Brown's off the field. Like I don't need Grant Calcaterra and
Tyree Jackson
on the field.
Yeah.
Right. if you want to put AJ Brown close to the line and play him like pseudo tight end, fine. But I don't like. I need him on the field. I need the playmaking guy that can take it to the house on any play. I don't need Tyree Jackson, who just came off of the practice squad.
Fucking terrible. Like the penalties, the Eagles were like, Jesus Christ, the holds, Calcaterra with a hold, and fucking Tyree Jackson with a stupid fucking hold. I'm like, yo, send these guys back. I'm like, I'm missing Dallas Goedert for the discipline aspect.
Yep.
Like that's what fucking kills me because these guys don't play enough and don't have enough experience that they're going to cost you in some stupid ass ways. And honestly, I really don't want Tyree Jackson. I don't need a 6'8" worthless fucking tight end. Like I really don't. There's just no point. Ooh, Mike poses a question about Melvin Gordon.
Ooh. All right.
I'm going to say no.
Do we take a look at Melvin Gordon?
No.
Right. Yes. Talent on a strictly talent-based level?
Yes.
Yes. But all the like
he's been fucking terrible this year.
Yeah.
With the fumbling. He fumbles at the worst time. I don't want that. Like he's not a bad player, but this dude is fumbling at the worst possible. He has like 5 fucking goal line fumbles.
Yep.
That's insane. Like I don't want to give this guy the ball at the goal line because he can't take care of it. And once you got the itis, you got the itis.
That's it. And to be honest, I don't know based on the way that he's playing right now. I don't necessarily know how much of an upgrade is it to get him over the guys that you already have.
Yeah, I don't think it's much.
I mean, to be honest, like Rich, you were talking about Gainwell. I would love to see a little bit more out of Trey Sermon.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Like that's a guy, like if you're going to swap anybody out, like if Gainwell isn't giving you the production on the field, I would rather see Trey Sermon at least get a shot to be able to be an effective big body runner in this offense. Right?
I wouldn't mind seeing him as my short yardage back. Like give the kid a fucking chance.
Oh yeah.
Like Gainwell has a pass catching specialist. That's fine, but so is Boston Scott. And honestly, I don't want 3 running backs. I would like to see just 2. And going forward next year, if we don't draft one or we sign one, whatever, like either give me a true third down back or give me a first, a second, and then bring in a short yardage back. Like give me Trey Sermon paired with somebody else. Because I get Miles Sanders is going to want to get paid. It's not going to be here, which is completely fine.
Right.
Gainwell, I don't think Gainwell really – he doesn't have the size to be a starting and like third back. Boston Scott, definitely not. And plus, none of these guys are good in kickoff and punt return, which makes no fucking sense. If I'm sending Boston Scott back there on punts because I'm sick of seeing Covey just not get anywhere. But yet, as we know, Eagles load up on skill positions. They really don't care that much about special teams. That's why special teams is built the way they are.
Right.
You have a plethora of talent elsewhere. Your special team sucks. If your special teams is really good, you don't have a plethora of talent elsewhere. Right. So it's to catch 22. But I'm not kicking my tires on Melvin Gordon. I just think it muddies it up. And who are we going to release to sign him? I don't want to release Trey Sermon. I don't want to release Gainwell or Boston Scott. I'm fine with Melvin Gordon just sitting on the scrap heap because let's be real. Darrell Henderson got claimed.
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon passed through waivers. So that means not a lot of teams are really in need for a guy in his position of fumbling the ball on goal to go. A lot. So we're good. But I mean, if it was last year, I would say fucking right. But for some reason, something happened to him and he can't get it right. So it is what it is.
Yeah, right. You got to listen. If you can't hold on to the ball, right?
You don't have a starting job.
No, you can go and obviously, right. The Broncos just say like, sorry, like
they cut him and knew Chase Edmonds was going to be out. That's how much they were over his shit.
Right. They're just like, fuck it, we're done.
Dude, we're not fucking doing this anymore, bro. Like, the guy we just traded for, Chase Edmonds, he's going to be on IR for 4 weeks, but we'd rather do this without you. And he's probably like, what the fuck? Then Latavius Murray and Marlon Mack are like, who would have thought?
Right?
Who would have thought?
Wow.
Maybe.
Yeah, true. Wow.
It makes me laugh. But how about that Michigan State fight where that dude got rolled out by the 7 Michigan State players? Did you see that?
No.
Oh, dude, yeah. They filed felony charges against some of them.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it was after the game. It was in the tunnel. You see the one defensive back from Michigan. I don't know if he got jumped. I don't know really what predicated like before that. But, like, yeah, he got beat up by 7 of the Michigan State players. One guy was holding him while the other guy was hitting him with his helmet. And, yeah, they actually brought charges against 7 Michigan State players. One guy's facing a felony aggravated assault charge, and the other ones are facing some misdemeanors, some felonies. But 4 felonies in total with the 7 guys.
Wow.
Yeah, it was nuts. I was like looking at it. I'm like, what am I looking at? Because you really can't see it from the one angle because it happens kind of off camera on the right. And then you're like, oh, shit. And then they show other footage of it happening. And I'm like, God damn. Like, kicking him when he's down. He winds up getting back to his feet. But, like, yeah, one dude's holding him, beating him with his helmet. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And apparently it was like their star, like, D end who hit him with his helmet. So, yeah, that shit was crazy, Don. Look it up.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking nuts.
Yo,
But,
the world is nuts. Good Lord.
Dude, it's getting –
Check on your people.
Check on your Michigan people because one's going to get hit in the head with a helmet. I've seen it
Good
on
Lord.
the TMZ. But, yeah, I mean, let's go forward with this week, Don. What are we thinking? What are we thinking on Sunday Night Football there, bub?
I love the idea of being in the spotlight.
Yeah.
I love the idea of going up against Rodgers.
Hell yeah.
Right? Even though Rodgers has not been Aaron Rodgers of old.
Yeah.
You're still going to have to contend with AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones, right? You're still going to have to be able to contain those. So I like what I saw in terms of containing the running back position from our defense. So I'm not necessarily as worried. And to be honest, right, like Alan Lazard, Romeo Doubs, and Christian Watson, they're a young, talented group, but that group, when they're going up against Slay and Bradbury and CJ, I'm not nearly as worried.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a good game. By no means, I think it's going to be a 1-score game.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see the team in the spotlight.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. I don't think whatchamacallit. I'm not really sure of how the game's going to play out, but I do like the Eagles winning probably by 6. I can see like a 27-21 game. I think it's definitely going to be close. It's going to be hard fought because it's going to be one of those things where Aaron Rodgers doesn't die. He's finding a little more chemistry with Christian Watson,
and he's impressive. He's had some impressive weeks.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy because he didn't start out too hot, but hey, he's looking all right. He's a burner, you know. He didn't really have the profile come out of college of being like a true number 1, but they liked him, and they went and got him. Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon really don't scare me. I mean, they are. One's a bowling ball and the other one's pretty dynamic, but I think we're hedged that front. I think, you know, the guys up front, especially Linval Joseph and Ndamukong Suh, they've seen those guys a bunch of times, and they've seen Aaron Rodgers a bunch of times.
Right.
Our linebacking core is superior to their linebacking core. I like our corners better. It all comes down to this offensive play calling, and can we get the mojo going? Can we get the scoring back up? Because the scoring has been letting us down. The offense has honestly been letting us down. The defense, I guess, has been keeping us in it.
Yeah.
So we need to see. And it's not the fact that, you know, Jalen Brown. It's not the fact that Jalen Hurts is playing well or playing bad. It's not. He's playing very well. It's just, you know, the fumbles, the drops, the stupid penalties, the bad play calling. Like, they need to bail out Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts has to be smarter on 4th downs and when he decides to roll out. We just need to be more cohesive as an offensive unit to be successful going forward. Because you see the Cowboys are just throwing up points left and right. They're looking good. They're figuring it out on offense, which kind of gets a little bit scary. But we can score in bunches too. I just need to see it. We've yet to have one of those big, long rushing touchdowns. We've yet to have a nice 60-yard touchdown pass. Run. Like, we need to see something dynamic, and we need to see something flavorful coming from this offense, because right now it's pretty vanilla and it's not original, and the RPO is hurting more than it's helping.
Yeah, I think now that you were talking through all that, I think it could go one of two ways. I think it's either a one-score game, or I think it gets ugly early. Like, I think it could be like if they can get up on them early, and because the Packers minus Aaron Rodgers are a very young team, I think if you can put up 14, 17 points in the first quarter,
Yeah.
right? If you score, you hold them scoreless, you go down, score on your first drive, right? Maybe you get a turnover, you get the ball back, get another touchdown, right? Maybe it's a defensive touchdown. I think this could be a spot where, like, if it's not a one-score game, I think it could be like a runaway and high game.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see that. I would love to see them put
Yeah.
up 17 points in the first quarter or shit in the first half. I just want to see them score in the second half too. That's like
Yeah.
they're not scoring enough in the second half. Like they need to come out and step on people's necks.
Yeah.
Like
I
that's
mean, it was
really what it comes
surprising that they were able to pull up 14. That they put up 14 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
This last game.
I was just like, Jesus Christ! Like I didn't think it was going to happen. Then you had the Quest touchdown, and then you had Jalen run it in. Adams is 31-17.
Yeah.
I like it. Go Birds. Go Birds. 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 I like it.
Yeah, I think it's I'm still hedging on, like, I think it's a one-score game. I think it's like maybe like a 28-23,
Okay.
something like that. I don't know. I can't put my finger on what a key play could be. Like, I want to say it could be. I think it might.
It's going to be a sleigh pick. It's going to be a sleigh pick late.
Okay.
Rodgers is going to do that.
He's been quiet.
That rollout pass. He's going to look for Christian Watson and boys or big play sleigh. Going to pick it off. I like it. Or Gardner comes and undercuts
jumps the route.
Because I have a feeling that's what's going to happen, and they're probably going to put Bradbury on Allen Lazard. So we're going to see.
I like it.
I just honestly, it's so hard, Don, because like you said, like I'm kind of perplexed by it. I really can't call it, and I really don't know what like my prediction is because I just don't know who I'm gonna like what offense we're gonna get, and that's what scares me.
Right.
If we get that dynamic offense from a few weeks ago, we're gonna be a problem. If we get that vanilla one where it comes down to the wire, I don't like going down to the wire against Aaron Rodgers because that guy has a lot of comeback wins, and that's not a guy I really want to. I don't want to score with a minute left in the game and then give Aaron Rodgers the ball back with a timeout because that's just a kiss of death.
No.
Oh, man. Chris, why are you asking me this question, bro? What's wrong with you?
Does it matter?
No, I want them both to lose. Can you get two losses in one day?
Can they tie?
I don't want anyone. Yeah, let them tie. I don't want the Cowboys to win. I would say the Giants because whatever. Yeah. Because they don't piss me off as much as
fuck the Cowboys.
Because it's always fuck the Cowboys, Chris. It's always fuck the Cowboys.
Right. Yeah, always. What game? Okay, Rich. What game are you excited to watch tomorrow? You got Buffalo, Detroit early, Giants, Dallas in the afternoon, and then New England and Minnesota at night.
None.
It'll be on in the background.
Dude, it's like one of those things. Now I'm going to watch, but it's like Buffalo's going to slaughter Detroit.
Yeah.
The Cowboys and the Giants, I really don't care because I don't want to root for either of them, and I really don't want to watch it. I don't want to be forced to watch that game, but I'm going to, and it's going to like piss me off because I'm going to either see the Cowboys doing well or the Giants doing well, and I really don't want to see that. And then when it comes to the late game, it's going to be fucking boring. Like Patriots games are fucking boring.
Yeah,
they're not fun. Like this week, like Zach Wilson got benched because he's a young jerk off.
Yeah.
Like 3 points scored on both sides.
That was bad.
Like Mac Jones fucking stinks, and so does Zach Wilson.
There's a lot of bad quarterback play in this league right now.
So much bad.
A lot.
Dude, you have Davis Mills, who stinks. They're going to Kyle Allen. Okay?
Yeah,
Kyle Allen. Then you have Taylor Heineke's overtaken
Carson Wentz.
You have Bryce Perkins going in because Matthew Stafford might get shut down for the year.
Colt McCoy is playing in Arizona.
Sam Darnold is getting his job back. And then who's the other one? And then Mike White. That's 7 teams without a quarterback.
Good Lord, talk about sloppy seconds.
Yeah.
Holy
Then Aaron
crap.
Jones. Then Aaron Jones. Then Kirk Cousins whenever he plays any good team.
And it's funny, the Vikings, when they look good, they look great. But when they look bad, God, they look fucking awful.
Yeah, because Kirk Cousins stinks.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, like, it's funny that, like, everybody's like, oh, man, I love when they're like, man, everybody just hates on Kirk Cousins. It's like, no, he fucking stinks against good teams and in primetime. Like, we've seen enough of Kirk Cousins beating up on bad teams that when he plays a good team and he can't find fucking Justin Jefferson and doesn't have time to throw the ball, he looks fucking lost.
Right.
Like, he's not a dynamic quarterback. He's one of those run-of-the-mill, always will have a job because he does the little things right, doesn't turn the ball over too much. Fantastic. But he's never going to blow you away. And I'm not looking for it. I'm probably not even going to be awake for that the Thursday night.
The last game, I mean, it'll be on, I'm sure.
I'll be like downstairs, maybe watching it, or just in bed, just not there. And I just don't give a fuck. Like, fantasy implications, I think I have Dalvin Cook, Stevenson. That's fine. But other than that, like, I'll wake up and be like, okay. Like, that Jets-Patriots game this week was fucking painful.
It was bad.
I don't need to be reminded by watching the Patriots because they are, like, beyond watching paint dry. Remember that game when it was Buffalo? And it was it Sunday night or Monday night where they had, like, I think Buffalo lost, right? Like 6-3.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, and they threw the ball
twice.
Twice. They he was like 2 for 5.
Yeah, like that's the reason why I don't like watching the Patriots.
Well, also
that game, and Mac Jones was so fucking bad. Like, another guy who should lose his job. Bring in Zappy. At least Zappy, like, took chances and threw the ball. Like, he made his wide receivers relevant. Like, how do you have wide receivers and they're not relevant? Because Mac Jones can't throw the ball to them. Every time Jacoby Myers was catching a pass, it was for 15 yards on Sunday.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And
you're not wrong at all.
Then he's, like, incomplete to the left, throws to Jonnu Smith. Fuck Jonnu Smith. He's old as shit. Jonnu Smith stinks. And it's like 1 catch for 22 yards. Then it's like, Hunter Henry in the red zone. Like, Hunter Henry, I think, just goes in there in red zone because everybody's like, you know what? We don't think this guy's going to catch a pass for a touchdown. And he's like wide open, like, look what I got. It's like, God damn it. Dinosaur's still in the league? Man.
Oh, my God. Wow.
I just hate their offense. I really do.
That's funny.
Then they go, Ramondre Stevenson's going to be our guy. They open the game with Damian Harris. It's like, what the?
It's the truth, man. You're not lying.
Oh, my God. I hate
fucking funny.
They're the worst.
Well, Rich, let's move on to something fun.
All right.
Thanksgiving's tomorrow.
Yeah, buddy.
Last year we talked about, favorite side dishes, favorite dish on the. This year, who sits at your Philly sports Thanksgiving table?
Oh, my Philly sports Thanksgiving table. I'm going Scott Rowland.
Okay.
Because I just want Scott Rowland there. I just love him as a player. I want, if I could bring him back, I would definitely do Reggie White. So I would like to just be in his presence. Definitely Brian. What's up?
He could say the prayer.
He could say the prayer. Yeah, Beacon of Defense. He has to say the prayer. Brian Dawkins. He's going to be there. So if I give 2 more, I'm going to go Allen Iverson because that's just a fucking party.
Yep. Just crab with a bag of crab legs
oh my God, man. He'll just buy out TGI Fridays and just call it a day and just cater it from City Line. And I'm trying to think. Donald Brashear, because that guy's probably got some stories. Just going out there beating the fuck out of guys for all those years for the Flyers. Like, it would just be fun. Like, I want a table that's like, I'm going to sit with these guys. We're going to have a good time. They're all embodiments of Philadelphia sports, right?
I feel you.
None of these guys are the slackers, the ones who let you down. They're the ones who came out and they performed. They understood Philly. Like, Scott Rowland had a great thing I was reading today. It was like, the fans understand the game. Like, if you came out and you weren't giving 100%, you weren't busting out of the box, they let you know, and rightfully deserved. And he took that with him his whole career.
Right.
Like some people just get it, and some people just know. As much as I would love to have Joel Embiid sit at my table, right now there's no space for him. There's no space for him at my table because as much as he is the process, the level of play that he's at is always going to be elite. But these guys are the ones I want to sit there with and like hear their stories. Like they're the ones who I grew up watching, who I'm like, besides obviously Reggie White, but they're the guys I want to hear. Like I loved hearing Scott Rowland's name called. I loved going to Flyers games and watching fucking whatchamacallit, Donovan Bashir beat the piss out of people, and watching AI hit the step over on Tyronn Lue, like, and B-Dog just B-Dog, like that would be awesome. So that's John Johnson. Who the hell's John Johnson? Chris, I don't know who you're talking about, but
I don't know who. Yeah, I'm not sure who John Johnson is.
Yeah,
but he's from Glassboro.
That's what's up. I'm not following it. Don, what do you got for me?
All right, so you went very old school, which is normally where I would go.
Yeah.
I decided I was going all current guys.
Oh, all right.
And I put a lot of thought into like the conversation at the table, and like making sure that like those guys were all guys that would kind of be all on the same like vibe, all on the same wavelength. So I went with 2 Eagles offensive linemen.
Jason Kelce.
I went Kelce and I went Jordan Mailata.
Okay.
Because I just want to see those dudes eat. Like I want to I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need the John Madden turkey with like eight legs. 8 legs on the side. With the duck stuffed inside.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna need just piles of sides. And then I want Embiid at the party. I feel like the conversation would be entertaining, and I feel like at some point it might just turn the party upside down.
Yeah.
And then I went Harper, Maxey, and Jalen Hurts.
I like that. That's actually really good. It's a good team.
I think the conversations would be cool, right? You've got guys that have been successful at their positions, guys that are some are a little bit older, some are a little bit younger, right? But the vibe is all. I feel like they all embody this city, and I feel like it would be a cool conversation to be a part of, because you got guys like Hurts and Maxey that are on like the front end of that career.
Yeah.
And then you got guys like Harper and Kelce that are kind of on the back end of that career. So like there could be some conversations about building their careers and building how they've been successful. So
I'm talking like I'm bringing my people like from their prime, not like right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not taking them like as they are now.
You're not taking 43-year-old Scott Rowland.
No, that would be terrible. But no, I like your table, and that's the whole thing. It's like the embodiment of Philly is like what I want. Like I don't want like, I like the conversation, but like the ones who actually went out there and like put on for the fans and got it. Oh, Juwan Johnson, tight end on the Saints.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
Gotcha.
Cool, Chris.
Okay.
It's a fun fact. Didn't know that.
Very cool. Shout out Glassboro High.
Yeah, Glassboro High, I guess. Or we probably went to like
maybe
St. Joe's in Hamilton or some shit. I don't fucking know. They always go like if they're from down like Glassboro's like, oh, you're good. It's like, you might go to Glassboro, but now you're probably going to go to St. Joe's Prep or some shit. Gotcha. But yeah, I mean, you just take the embodiment of Philly, and I think that's what it's all about. And Thanksgiving is time to break bread. I think it would be cool to have like Jalen Hurts, Jason Kelce, Maxey, Harper, and maybe like, I don't know, Nola or Wheeler, like sitting at the table. I think that would be like an interesting table, because it's like all accomplished guys. You know what I'm saying? All guys who
I like that.
Who are either having good careers or who will have good careers. And like you said, you learn stuff. Like they're kind of like the leaders of the pack. Like you're going to learn stuff from those guys. So I like it, Don. I like it.
Love it. All right, Rich. Take us out.
Final thoughts, man. Be happy for what you have. That's how I look at it. I work in a situation. I work in a situation. I work in a long-term care facility, and I see how fortunate some patients are and how some aren't. so fortunate with family members coming visit and all that stuff. Just, be happy for what you have. I was reading something the other day and it really stuck out to me, and I kind of hit the nail on the head. We have one patient who is a double above knee amputation, and she is a phenomenal woman. She's funny, she's very charismatic, and she wants to walk again. So, PT and
That's
OT,
powerful.
we're working on it. And one of my patients was in the gym, and he's not really that much of a worker, and he wasn't really giving me like max effort. And I kind of looked at him and I said, and he was watching her, and he's like, man, he's like, that's incredible. I'm like, I'm telling you, if you don't want to do this, there's people lined up out of the gym who will do this, who want to be in here. And she's one of those people. So if you want to be the ones who just sit there and do nothing, you can. But, there's people in here who want to work. Be happy for what you have. Because, like you have a double above knee amputation. Mind you, she was a small woman to begin with, but now she looks like a third of her size because of how much they took like from like her legs. Wow. So you kind of look at it from like that situation and you're like, yeah, she's probably going to be long-term, but can we get her to walk again? We're going to fucking try because that's what she wants and that's what we want, and she's motivated. Yeah. You get a lot of people who take things for granted. Like kids when they fuck off in school and get bad grades, it's like there's kids down the hallway who would love to have the mental capacity to learn. So, and that's exactly like the logic that I'm using from now on. It's like there's always somebody who wants to be in your shoes. So if you want to take everything that you have for granted, go ahead. But I'm not going to be that way. It's just not fair to myself. It's not fair to others. I have my shortcomings. I have my faults. I'm not saying that. But taking what you have for granted is not one of those things, because there's somebody who wishes they lived in my house and had what I had. And that's why I'm saying be thankful for what you have, whether it be your family, your friends, your appendages, your health, your sanity, your safety. Just there's so much more to be thankful for than just, the material goods that you have. It's your mental capacity, being able to think, being able to write, being able to walk, being able to drink water. There's just a lot of things that you need to like take a step back and look and be like, it's not so bad. And we don't need Thanksgiving to remind us. Just all year round, it's not so bad. You'll make do.
Yeah, and listen, I was thinking about the same thing, right? Thanksgiving, the idea of Thanksgiving is, the holiday I love. It's one of my favorite, right? Because it doesn't involve presents. It doesn't involve exchange of anything. It just, it's almost like it's like a milepost to like pause and say like, take stock of everything, right? Yeah. You look around and you go, wow, like I have the opportunity to be employed, right? To have a house, to have clothes, to have food, and to appreciate that and not take advantage of that. Because we know that there are people that don't have those things. And we try to do what we can to give back to make sure that people, we can try to maybe extend that opportunity to families that may not have that opportunity to be in the position that we're in. Yeah. And just look around. So even something as simple, I saw someone at the supermarket that, they got their free turkey certificate and literally turned around and gave it to a family. Yeah. Like something simple like that like all it takes is that one little window into sharing something with someone else. Man, it's truly powerful. It is truly powerful, and it's really cool.
One good deed could change the outlook and impact someone's life more than you know. So just try to keep it positive and keep it moving forward and pay it forward.
Yeah. And listen, Rich, I have to talk. There's this video that I came across Twitter somewhere. It's these two kids. They're both wearing Philly stuff, and they're unboxing a card set. I don't know if you've come across this.
No.
Right, and they collect baseball cards. Right, they went to a card show, and they're unboxing these cards. Right, and they're doing it live. Right. the enthusiasm that I saw on their face was so intoxicating. Rich, you want to know the card that they pulled? The card that they pulled, what they pulled a 1 of 1 in the set that they bought.
What?
It was a card. It was a hologram card, and it was half Otani, half Trout, and it was autographed. And it was a 1 of 1. And
Wow.
these kids are literally, the kid stands up on the chairs, running around the house, and he's going, biggest pull of my life. Biggest pull of my life. And it's so funny because you can hear the mom's excitement on the back, on the back of the camera as she's filming it. But it just kind of took me back to like opening up that card pack and like flipping through, got him, need him, got him. But it just took it to like a whole new level because like that's like a once in a lifetime thing, right? When would you ever have the opportunity to get not only just get that, but pull it in just a regular card set? Just super cool.
It's the biggest pull of that kid's life, Dom.
Yes, seriously. Oh,
thank you, Chris. Happy Thanksgiving, buddy.
And listen, happy Thanksgiving to everybody, right? Chat. Super thankful for, our sponsors. We got Von C out in Norristown. They're doing some events around Black Friday and over the shopping season. And then you got La Terrain, Team Clicks, and Shocked Energy, right? You can go check out their stuff over on our link tree at the top of the social media feed. If you want to go support the pod, go check out the gear, the merch, buy something for somebody for the holidays. Just thank you to everybody that's out there that checks in, that supports us, that shares, that just everybody that makes this what it is. We truly appreciate it.
Boss Lady chimed in. Didn't watch, but I'm gonna give you 2 props anyway. Thanks, Boss Lady. Thank you. Hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving and enjoy your turkey.
Take us out, Rich.
Well, you stuck around, you fuck around. You found out. Happy Thanksgiving to all those out there. Enjoy the time. I have no fucks to give today.
Oh, it's a zero fucks night.
It's a zero fucks type of night.
All right.
Philly.
Later, Philly.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Go Birds.